Shalom, Markins, Rakam, Bakapashim, GMS, London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Shemi Ashai, by Shem Chodash. I want to give double ones unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful, let's push in truth and all sincerity. Back with another video. I'm going to entitle this one, Young Men Beware. Alright, and this is a video for you younger brothers, in this truth. Alright. In light of certain events, I thought I'd do a video for you younger brothers, man, that can't seem to stay in your lane. Think you know everything already, and the Lord's dealing with you on a particular level which supersedes men that have been in this truth a lot longer than you. I say I'm not no elder where like the apostle, we've been in it 30 years now. I ain't not been in that long. Nowhere near that long, but also I didn't come in yesterday. But young cats that come in this truth now, you gotta be circumspect. You gotta be wary of your own spirit, right? Because Satan's gonna seek to exploit you, right? And your lack of understanding, right? Your lack of experience, right? That's Esau's greatest tool against you. Because you brothers, you come in on fire, you come in with the zeal because you're fresh, right? And sometimes you misinterpret things in the spirit because you're blinded by overzealousness or whatever. You're watching other guys, and you're not giving the proper respect that man probably should have been in the truth a lot longer than yourself. I'm talking about guys that heads, and guys that have been put in certain positions to be over brothers, to watch over brothers, and so you got to be careful of your own spirit and what you're doing. Same with all of us, because like I said, there's levels, man. There's levels to this, and you got to be wary, mindful of your own actions, and and your own perceptions of things, man. And sometimes you need to sit down and just meditate on things. If things you don't understand something, or you feel like something's not quite right, but man, you need to sit there and meditate on stuff, man. Okay, not be so hasty to fling around accusations and so on and so forth. But let me just get into it. All right, this is First Peter chapter 2. I'm gonna start from the top, right? It says, "Wherefore, laying aside all malice and guile and hypocrisies and envies and all evil speakings, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby." Okay, everybody that comes in this truth comes in as a babe, man, as a baby, right? You might as well just say, year one, that's your first year, man, and you don't know shit, right? We don't know shit at year one. Okay, you might be able to walk, you might even be able to form a couple words as a baby, right, at 1 year old, right? But you don't know shit. And you gotta keep in mind, man, you ain't been in this, man. You ain't been in it like other men have been in it. Whether it be 10, 20, 30 years, whatever, right? You don't know what it's like to be a 10-year-old yet, man. You have no idea. And the gap between someone that's 10, a child that's 10, and a child that's 1 is fucking massive. Right? Guy, kid's 10, right? And you're 1. You can't even form a couple words, just barely walk. But you got a 10-year-old, he's doing all kinds of things with those stuff that is basic. Man's doing all kinds of maths and all kinds of things, right? You can't even do that. A 1-year-old, you can't even do that, man. And then, to take it further, right? Guys that might be 10 years old in this truth. Okay, say you're 10, right? To compare to the elders that have been in 30 plus years, man, they're grown men in this truth, man. And the gap between a 10-year-old and a 30-year-old plus is massive. Right? There is a scale, there's a scale that's not, you can't compare that. You can't compare that, man. And you younger brothers, man, you need to remember that there is a difference. Yes, we know the same scriptures. Yes, from the beginning, you study for a year, or however long it took you to get these scriptures down. But yeah, we know the same scriptures, but our level of understanding is different. Our experiences makes us different. Okay, we are not the same. And that's not to brag and boast over younger brothers, but it just isn't, man. Brothers that have been a lot longer than you, man, have experienced things and have had to apply these scriptures and this knowledge more than you, and they've become more discerning, with the spirit and things that go on. Of course, their discernment is not as great as men that have been in even longer than them, i.e. the elders. But like I said, there's a vast gap between that knowledge, man, and that experience, right? And we just need to keep mindful of that, man, because there's so many examples nowadays that guys that come in this truth and they're in it a year or two, whatever, and they just think they're the ultimate prophet. Like, they just know everything. That they know more than a guy that's been in this truth, four or five times, longer than them, or whatever, man. It makes no sense. It makes no sense, man. Like, the Lord is directly dealing with them, so they're getting all the knowledge, all the revelations. What? So why didn't He choose you to start this thing then? Why are you not the elder of the whole thing? You know what I mean? Because it don't start with you, man. You're an underling. You're a babe. Okay, we have our elders. Okay, and there are elders. They're the ones that taught us, and likewise, men underneath them have taught you. So you have to put things in their perspective, in their proper perspective, man. You're not on that level yet, right? So just check yourself, man. Scripture speaks about examining ourselves. All right, we have to examine ourselves in this truth, man, and not get too high-minded, not up on a high horse, like chief high priest, high-minded. For those what I'm talking about. But jokes aside, we need to be tempered, man. We need to just make sure your pride ain't slipping into your spirit, man. Because like I said, Satan's gonna exploit all those things and have you bug out, right? And get kicked out or fall out the truth. That's how it happens, man. All right. So I'm gonna read this again. It says I'm gonna read verse 2 again, all right? 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 2. As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. Okay, so all you young brothers, man, just you're on milk right now, man. Okay, yeah, you know the same scriptures, and some scriptures you're still learning, trying to get understanding of. Yeah, that's cool. Take your time. There's no need to rush. As long as you got the foundation, there's no need to rush into the deep things. Okay, the understanding will come with time. Okay, but you younger brothers, you're on milk, man, and just remember that. Okay, you're not grown in this truth yet. All right. This is John chapter 3, verse 3. It says, Yahushua answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. Okay, so like I said, man, when you come in the street, don't matter what age it is that you came in the street, man, you're starting from scratch. Okay, your knowledge and understanding prior to that is really irrelevant up until the point you're having to learn again. Okay, and you start from toddler, man. Like I said, you start from babe age. In your first year of this thing, man, you're just starting to get to grips with walking, man. Being able to form a couple words, so that might be a couple breakdowns. You know what I mean? You're not on that deep level yet. You're not skilled. You're not grown. And you have to come to terms with that. You just have to accept that at the end of the day. All right. You'll grow as time goes on. All right. But don't be looking at other guys, sideways because they're in a different place than you are. Because they ain't doing things like how you would do them. Well, how you would do them doesn't mean that what you're doing is right. because at the end of the day, your understanding is not where these man's understanding is, and we've all been there, coming in the street. Like I said, you got all the zeal, man, and sometimes you're over righteous with things, man. Sometimes you're overzealous. Sometimes you don't know how to conduct yourself. Sometimes you need to chill. You know what I mean? There's things you learn growing in this thing, man. Sometimes, you just do the wrong things, man. You at the time, you feel it was the right thing to do, but in hindsight, as you grow older, right, you look back on it and you're thinking, I could have dealt with that situation a bit differently, And that's all part of the learning. That's all part of the experiences that we go through, man. And this is why the elders are so, they're a lot more wiser and a lot more grounded, because they've experienced a lot more than us, man. They've seen it all happen, and these words that they give us are words of wisdom, man, because they've seen it before. They've gone through it, So we all got to be born again, right? This is Hebrews chapter 5 verse 12. It says for when for the time you ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. All right. Some, like I said, the elders are have been in this thing a lot longer than myself and others, right? They're on the level where, yeah, we might be able to break down things, but at the end of the day, we were taught these things from them. So we might be able to break down things the same as them and all that kind of stuff, but that doesn't make us above them, It doesn't make us equal. It don't do none of that. All right. These men have been in this truth a lot longer than me, myself, and others, man. And it's just like that takes something else, man. To endure for as long as they have in this truth. Okay, that always is a testament to their faith, testament to their character, And you haven't established none of that yet as a young man, So, for everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age. Right? Men of full age in this truth. Right? And that's your elders, the men set above you, and whatever, man. They've been put in certain positions for a reason. And yeah, it might not always go to plan. But at the end of the day, man, you need to make sure you're doing the right thing, man. That you're doing your part, in your position. Okay, and not acting out of order. All right, that's what you need to make sure that you're doing, man. Well, what another man does, that's between him and the Lord, man. And his elders and whatever, man. That's for them to deal with, man. For you, as a younger brother underneath man's, just make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. In time, the Most High, he'll deal you at how he sees fit. At the end of the day, but you gotta make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing first and foremost, right? So, but strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use, okay, this is the experience, right, and have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil, right? Now, you got guys that they're believing that they got discernment, be greater than those that have been in this truth a lot longer than themselves, which is impossible, because you've not been exercised yet, man. You've not grown of full age. Okay, you've not had the experiences. How can you discern greater than those men? And you just come in this truth. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't at all. Okay. So I'm gonna read it again. But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. Okay, your senses need to be exercised, man, and that takes time. All right. So, like I said, if you got issues, or more than likely Satan is fucking with you, man. Okay, and like I said, you gotta be wary, man. You gotta beware, because Satan is gonna poke holes in those insecurities that you have, man, in those beliefs that you have, right? And what's the word, man? Increase them. He's gonna increase your problems. He's gonna increase your insecurities and stuff like that, man. That making a larger problem, right? When there really is no problem. Okay, you just need to chill, right? Learn, gain that experience, man. You know. This is Hebrews chapter 13, verse 17 says, "Obey them that have the rule over you, and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls." Right, so that's men that have been set up above other brothers and all that kind of stuff, man. There's a duty and responsibility for those brothers that are in these positions. Okay, it ain't about power and ego tripping and that, like some other guys and other camps like to use these positions for. But end of the day, we're shepherds, man. Okay, we're here to look after the flock. All right, so that is part of our job, man. And like I said, these brothers that are in these positions are put there for a particular reason, man. Like I said, it doesn't always work out, but things are, most high reveal things, all things in due time, man. That's not for you younger brothers to, you know, um, start deciding that, these men, you're not men of the Lord and all this kind of stuff. Okay, if you got an issue, speak to your higher ranking officer, man. And discuss things and proper, like, like normal people, rather than sitting there bugging out, and then start acting up and start making a ton of videos or whatever, like some of these other guys have done in the past. It's a way to deal with things. So obey them that have the rule over you, and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls, as they must give account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable. That is unprofitable for you. All right. It says 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 1 says, "Let as many servants as are under the yoke count their own masters worthy of all honor, and the name of God and his doctrine be not blasphemed. And they that have believing masters." All right, so it applies to those that are doing this work, that believe and that are in this truth, right? "Let them not despise them." Okay, don't despise the masters, right? The elders and the men above you, right? It says, "Because they are brethren, but rather do them service, because they are faithful and beloved, partakers of the benefit. These things teach and exhort." Right. So like I said, these us man that have been in here longer, beginning with our elders and apostles, man, they've been in the service of the Lord for a long time, a lot longer time than you. Right. So, like I said, you just have to, be keep that in mind, It says, "If any man teach otherwise, and consent not to wholesome words, even the words of our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, and to the doctrine which is according to godliness, he is proud, knowing nothing." Okay, you don't really have understanding. Right? It says, "But doting about questions and strifes of words, causing rifts and issues, man. Schisms, right? Causing problems, right? Whereof cometh envy, strife, railings, evil surmisings." Now I checked out the word, surmise. That was interesting what it said. Right, and it says here, suppose that something is true without having evidence to confirm it. Okay, and the only reason why I checked out this word particularly because it was, it was something that happened recently. Right, people will get in their feelings, man, but don't have any nothing to show. Like, younger brothers are getting in their feelings, feeling that something's not right or whatever. But end of the day, right? There's no evidence or proof or what it is that you're saying, man. You know, you're going off the emotions, man, how you feel. Well, we're not dealing with that, man. We're dealing with the scriptures. All right? That's what we're dealing with. Okay, so unless something is evidently contravened in the scriptures, man, then you gotta just chill, man. You gotta check yourself. You gotta, like I said, sit and meditate, man, and just get on what you're supposed to be doing, man. And if there is something wrong, the Lord will deal with it. You know. It says, perverse disputings of men, of corrupt minds, and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness from such withdraw thyself. Let's go into something else. Right, but it's Romans chapter 12, verse 3 says, so for I say, though the grace given unto me to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think. Okay, this isn't a pride tip, man. Okay, we're not here to be boastful and be filled with pride. Okay, we're all servants of Yahweh Shai. So this isn't about pride. This isn't about positions and all this types of stuff here. Right, we're all meant to be on a level, but we just deal with the level that we're on. You know, we don't try and exalt ourselves. Okay, we're here to do a job. All right. But if you're just coming in this truth, man, there's no way you should believe that you're on a level beyond that which you really are. You've just come in this truth, man. It shouldn't even come into your mind. You know, you should be humble coming in this truth. And you should remain humble whilst in this truth. Okay, again, that goes for all of us, man. We should be humble being in this truth. Okay, not just coming in. You know? This is for I say, though through grace, or through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly. Okay, sometimes you need to take a step back, like I said, man. According as the Most High have dealt to every man the measure of faith. Okay, and that's something that grows as well. Faith grows. You know, you don't know what this thing's really about yet. You've only just got here. You ain't been through what other brothers have been through. You ain't been through, enough to know if you got enough faith to finish this work. Right? But those that are ahead of you in terms of service, man, like, you got to acknowledge that, man. Okay, because you ain't yet been there yet. You ain't even got to that point yet. But you're gonna, think ill of, a particular brother or whatever, because you don't agree with something or something don't seem right to you. Well, what do you know? You just got here. You know? Acting like you got greater understanding, when you just got here, man. This is 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. It says, be sober. Again, be sober. Think soberly, right? Be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So like I said, Satan is always on the prowl, man. All right? Looking at ways to attack brothers. Ways to, affect their faith. Right? So, like I said, he's gonna jump onto anything that he can. So if you got doubts and things like that, well, he's gonna use those, man. He's gonna amplify the problem until either you rebuke Satan and get past him, or or that becomes a trigger point for you falling out the truth. Okay, they're the two ways it goes. You either get past him, okay, you rebuke Satan and move forward and get past him, or you succumb to Satan's tactics, man, and you fall out the truth. Because it was a hurdle too great for you, man, you know? So you fall out. Because you couldn't get over it. Because you believed, you know, you're so sure about something or whatever. You know, like I said, there's plenty of examples. There are plenty of examples over the years. If you've been in it long enough, you've seen enough examples. You know, and the elders, the apostles, you know, always speak about, you know, the examples before, you know, I even came in, you know, and the amount of them and that. But, you know, I've seen enough in my own time, guys that are coming and falling out and bugged out and did whatever, you know. So again, you know, this is just a word of warning, man, for you younger brothers that, you know, are not acting correct, for lack of a better word, you know. This is Sirach chapter 3 verse 24. It says, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. Okay, so like I said, when Satan starts fucking with you now, like I said, Esau's in man's ear, telling him all kinds of things, and if you believe on those things, the things that are growing in your head, that are not true, that are not, you know, what you think it is, then obviously you can't make sound judgment, man. Okay, now what you got is an opinion, and that's gonna throw you off. Right, evil suspicions and stuff like that, man. Just chill, concentrate what you're doing, man. Okay, learn these scriptures, gain the experience, man, and Lord willing, you know, the Lord has mercy, man. But like I said, there's a lot of young guys out there that are feeding themselves, man, that need to check themselves before Satan comes and takes them away. All right. So I hope this is edifying. Again, you know, it's to whoever needs it, you know, whoever needs to hear in it. But I just thought, in light of certain situations that happen, I thought I'd put this out there. So I hope this is edifying. And I'll catch you brothers and sisters in the next one. Until then, I say shalom.